I'm gonna play you 3 songs. They're all from 1981. See if you can figure out what the common chord is between all 3 of these. Take a listen.
Can we find a way to finally make it right? Make the magic last for more than just one night. Can't do through the years. You've never let me down. You've turned my life around. The sweetest days I made it through.
Okay, did you catch it? It's the 5 chord with the 7 in the bass. So if we're in the key of C major and we play the 5 chord, that's G, G major. But what's the 7 of G major in the key of C? So it's a 5-7 chord, G7. By the way, if you want to download those chord scale charts, you can get them for free, linked in the description below. So let's take that 5 chord, let's take that G and put the 7 in the bass. What's the 7? It's F. So it's going to be G major over F. That's how you get this sound. That is the sound of the 80s. And I'm going to show you 3 different ways of using this chord because it's not just playing it in isolation that makes it sound good. It's also about the context. This chord has actually been around for hundreds of years. In Bach's day, they would resolve it like this. That's a C major over E. And as you can see, the 7 of G7 resolves down a half step to the 3rd of C major. Now, you don't have to do it just like that. If you want to get the R&B 80s sound, a lot of the time the guys would do this kind of a thing where they go from the G over F to, instead of going to C over E like that, which sounds good, they would go to like an E minor 7, which is a common substitute for a 1 chord. That's how you get this kind of a sound. So those are the 2 most common ways of getting out of this chord, going from G over F to C over E, or C add 9 over E, or you could do G over F going to E minor 7. But how do you get into this chord? Well, there are a couple ways of doing that. You could jump right to it, like go from C major to G over F, and then E minor 7, something like that. Another way to do it that I really like is this descending bass line. So if you take a G major chord in the key of C, this is the 5, and then you go down to F in the bass, and that's how you get to the E minor. So if you want to keep it really simple, you could just play a G major triad in your right hand and then go down in the bass. G in the bass, then F, and then E. But if you want to enhance it even more, you can do contrary motion and get this kind of an effect. So you play some kind of G major chord, and then you invert the G major triad so it goes up while the bass goes down. That's a great sound. You have that contrary motion. Bass goes down, melody goes up. And here's another variation for you. This one's classic. You actually start with an F over G. This is how you get a sus chord. This is similar to the chord I talked about in my last video, that G13 sus. But for now, we're just gonna keep it really simple and do an F triad over a G. And from there, you're gonna do a flip-flop. You'll do F over G and then do G over F. So again, we have this contrary motion, F over G, G over F, and then you can go to C add 9 over E, or E minor 7. And this variation is actually what's in the song that I played at the beginning of the video, Through the Years by Kenny Rogers. It's this one right here. So it goes like this. Right here. So right there you have C over D. In this case, we're in the key of G major, so this is the 5 chord here, or the 5 sus. And there's D major over C. That's the 5 chord with the 7 in the bass, which resolves to B minor 7, which is the 3 chord. So that's Through the Years by Kenny Rogers. And actually, the very first song that I played was Just Once by Quincy Jones. And in that case, we go right into that chord. So here's what that sounds like. Just Once is in the key of C major, so it's like this. then right here, D minor 7, that's the 2 chord, and then all of a sudden, right there, G over F, that's our chord. Going to E minor 7 and then A minor 7. And then in the third song that I played, the Barry Manilow tune, I Made It Through the Rain, we start on the 4 chord and go right into the 5 with the 7 in the bass. We're in the key of B flat major, but we start on the 4 chord for the chorus. There's E flat major, the 4 chord, and there is the F with the E flat in the bass. So there's a bunch of different ways of using this chord in various progressions, but here's one more that's not in any of the songs I played earlier. This one's kind of crazy, but it's fun and it's a cool one to learn. So what we're gonna do is a sequence of really fast key changes. It's gonna sound like this. So what's going on there? Well, we have a really easy bass line. I'm just going down chromatically. And then it's a sequence of these cadences, the 5 going to the 1. So we start with G over F, which is the 5 chord in the key of C. So we're going to resolve from G over F to C major over E. And then I'm going to keep going down a half step in my left hand. So now we have E flat in the bass with an F major on top. So that's going to go to B flat major because F7 is the 5 of B flat. And then from there, we do E flat over D flat, resolving to A flat major, and then we're on D flat over C flat. Now here we could do the next chord in the pattern, but eventually we have to end it, so I like to go from here to C, just because we have some nice voice leading from the D flat down to the C major, and the B up to the C. So it's just going around the circle of fourths. Up a fourth from C is F, and then up a fourth from F is B flat, and so on. So going through the circle of fourths. Whenever I play that chord at the end, it always sounds like this. Anyway, if you want to learn how to play more chords like these, learn everything I know about jazz and R&B chords and chord progressions, you have to check out my Jazz R&B Chord Accelerator. It is on sale right now, but not for too much longer, and it's everything I know about how to build voicings and chord progressions and reharmonize and analyze existing songs so you can make the music that you play as exciting and hip as the music you hear in your head and on your favorite records. I make it super easy. I walk you through step by step, and there's no music notation, so if you don't read music, that's not a problem either. I have the keyboard laid out. I write everything by hand so you can see what I'm talking about. It's super clear. And like I said, it's on sale right now, but not for too much longer. So be sure to check that out. It's linked up on the screen and in the description below. And in the meantime, check out this video right here. Got some more cool stuff to show you on the keys. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.